What's up everybody, Silver here with another Halo Master Chief Collection Achievement Guide. This time we're doing Shadow of Sundered Star, which is in Halo 4, beat the par score on Forerunner. So start up that level, you could do it on any difficulty, though I do recommend either Heroic or Legendary. The higher the difficulty, the more points you get for every kill, so that's obviously an important factor when we're talking about par scores. I'm doing it on Legendary. You could do it on an easier difficulty, but obviously, like I said, you'll get less points, so it'll be a little bit tougher in a way to get some all those points racked up because you'll get less points per kill, so just keep that in mind. We are going to go upon this first area here. There's some crawlers to start, but they all run away. I always try to kill that one. He always gets away, though. I wonder if you could kill him. Anyway, moving on. There's going to be a bunch of crawlers up here that we do have to fight, or we could run past them, but I'm going to fight them. We do need some points, so might as well start in right here. You start off with a pistol, so just, use that. I think you have an assault rifle, too, but use the pistol to just headshot these guys. They're kind of tough to headshot sometimes. Sometimes you're good, sometimes you're not good. And we're just going to run over to this little, whatever this thing is, this floating button thingamabob to activate this light bridge. And we are going to run across, and there's going to be a little kind of, not a cutscene, but kind of a in-game cinematic type thing where this guy jumps right on top of you, and you punch him in the face, and you're like, get off me, bro, back off. And he'll run away. And now we have no shield, but don't worry, it recharges. It's not Lazo where it wouldn't recharge, which is super annoying. So it's recharging right now. There we go. We're going to go up here. There's going to be one knight we have to kill, one watcher, and a handful of crawlers, which you can see I'm starting in on right now. I immediately turn to the left over there in that corner, and they start crawling over that edge and down into this area. So you want to start taking those guys out as quickly as you can. And now we only have the watcher and the knight to deal with. I have on the catch skull, along with 3 other skulls, to get my points up, but also the catch skull makes it so it's easier to deal with these knights. You can see he's throwing a bunch of grenades, and by doing that, he kind of opens himself up to be assassinated pretty easily. So you got to time it right, but just get him to kind of get in that groove of just throwing a bunch of grenades at you, and then right when he starts throwing one, when you're close by, just swoop in behind him and smack him in the back for the kill. So that's what we did there. You want to take out the watcher before you do that, though, because he'll shoot you and it'll slow you down, and then you probably won't be able to get in there in time to assassinate him. But anyway, this part you can see I'm just running past all these enemies, which is something we are going to do. You don't need to kill all the enemies, and it's good to actually skip some because it saves time, and time is a factor in the par score, oddly enough. If you finish the level within the par time, which is 20 minutes for this level, you will get the maximum time multiplier, which is 3. So if, for instance, you finish with 20,000 points, you'll get a 3 times multiplier if you finish within 20 minutes, and that will bring your score all the way up to 60,000. So that's well over the 22,000 we need. So we're going to try to go for under 20 minutes, or at least something close to that, to get a hefty time multiplier. So you can see I ran to this section, and we're fairly safe right in this area. There's a bunch of light rifle ammo right behind me as well, so I'm going to use that to take out all these crawlers. You don't have to take out any of these crawlers. You could really just run past all the enemies, but I'm just going to take out some people just so I could get some points going here. And you can see this is the path you should take if you're trying to sprint by those guys. I always just leave the watcher and the knight there. If you kill that watcher, it'll actually get the Promethean Knight to charge you. He'll come up to that platform you were on, and he has a scatter shot, so that is not good news. So that's the only instance I will not kill the watcher first. So keep that in mind. Do not kill the watcher, or the scatter shot dude will come right at you. So we're going to come into this section. We go to the right and past those crawlers. Sometimes one follows you, so I looked behind me there, but he was not following me. And then you want to shoot at this sphere thing in there. It takes 3 shots with a zoomed light rifle to take it out. So we need to take out 2 more of those things before we can move on to the next section. So we're going to move up here. You want to take out some of these crawlers as you move up. There's a bunch in the area. And you can see there's a watcher and a knight that spawned in there as well. Kind of over that next sphere thingamabob, whatever it is that we have to take out to get to the next section. So I'm kind of pressing forward a little aggressively here. Normally I would hang back, especially if I was on Lazo, but this is nowhere near Lazo. I don't know why I keep talking about Lazo in this. But anyway, we're just going to go over here. 3 zoomed light rifle shots will take that sphere out, and now we only got 1 more to deal with. I'm going to leave that watcher and knight behind. You could kill them if you want. They're a good amount of points, especially with all the skulls that I have on. I have on Catch, Tough Luck, Famine, and Thunderstorm. So we're just taking out some crawlers in the area. Just checking out this little window here. Looks nice. And we're just going to move up to the next section. We're actually going to go on top of this big area. Or not big area, this big structure to my left. And we're not going to take out the sphere from down there. We're going to take it out from up here, actually. So you could throw a grenade. You could bounce a grenade right in there. And you can see that one took an odd bounce and did not go in there. So I'm going to throw another one. That one went too far. And I'm going to throw another one. I'm scared that that watcher is going to grab the grenade like they do sometimes. I think he started pulling it in, but it hit the wall there. So it activated and did not take out that sphere. That has never happened to me before. It's fairly easy to throw a grenade in there and take out that sphere, but I did not do it that time. So I'm going to go get some more pulse grenades from this knight over here. Turns out I will take him out. If you are having trouble with timing this and assassinating him, you could always just get him to go into that animation of throwing grenades at you and just, you know, dodge the grenades, obviously, but you could also just shoot them repeatedly if you're not feeling comfortable going in there for the assassination. At this point, since I'm fighting these people down here, I should probably just go to that area where there's a knight and a watcher and the sphere I need to blow up, and I could just take it out from close in. But I guess this is good because it shows you that you could actually throw a grenade in there. Like so. I think this is the one. There it is. Once you see that flash, that means it's taken out, so you can move on. The reason we take it out from up here is because of the fact that 2 knights will spawn down at the bottom of this structure, so that'll make it that much harder for you to get into this structure, because more knights will spawn, making it harder. So we're going to take it out from up here, and we just avoid having to deal with them entirely. So now we're up here. We're going to activate this button. It takes you up to the thing. You activate another thing. You go through a portal, and you come to this section where you started the whole level back to the beginning. And now the Covenant are joining the party, you can see in there. Just rolling up into this place via slip space. And we're going through this second portal. And there's a bunch of ammo right here, by the way. I don't know why I switch out for a scatter shot. I don't use it at all in this level, but I like it. It's a good looking weapon. I like the sound it makes when it reloads, too. Even though I'm not going to listen to that sound because I'm not going to use it. But anyway, just keep going on here. We're going to skip this whole section, actually. We're just going to run over here. Follow this path. It's very easy to skip this section. Just run and jump up here. Sprint and jump over to here, jump up on top of this pillar, and then sprint over to this pillar, and then we're going to sprint over here. And I kind of got stuck there, but you want to just go over here, and while that guy is assassinating that elite, you just want to assassinate him, and then you just want to move on. Just skip all these watchers, just run right by them. They may shoot you, they probably will, and it'll slow you down, but don't be discouraged. Just keep going. Once you're over here, you're fairly safe. This knight is killing those ghosts, or those elites riding the ghosts, which is pretty sweet, but he's kind of stuck in an animation for a little while, so you could just take that as an advantage for yourself and assassinate him. So do that. They're worth a lot of points, like I mentioned, and we're going to just speed through this area. You can splatter people as you go. You can take your time and take out more people if you'd like, but I like to just speed through. I lined up a few enemies there, which is nice. Usually I don't get that many kills when I'm just speeding through, but we're just going to speed through here as well. And we're moving up. This is probably one of the harder sections to deal with up here. We are going to just get out of the map. You may have seen this trick before. It's kind of... The trick itself is easy, but the fact that there's 2 other banshees shooting at you while you're doing this makes it annoying. So I like to allow that guy to get into the banshee, because that tends to get the banshees to not shoot at you as quickly. Sometimes they don't shoot at you at all for a while, so I just let that guy get in, and then they don't shoot at the Banshee right away because it's their friend who's in the Banshee, not you. So then I just board him right when he gets in, and you want to go up to that circle glyph type thing on that wall that I was looking at, and then just kind of go down at a 45-degree angle, and you'll get behind an invisible barrier, and then go over here, and we have to go under these kind of wall-looking things, or pillars, whatever these are. You got to go under those to get under another invisible barrier / wall. And now we are outside of the map. So I'm just flying up to the top of this pillar, this big structure that we're going to go up the... Normally you'd go up the elevator to get up top here. But since we're in a Banshee and we're outside of the map, we could just fly up to the top, and you could actually just go straight through the roof. There's no physics or anything with the roof, so there's no trick to getting through the roof. Just fly right through it. And we're just going to land down here. And it freezes. That means it worked. That's a good sign. Don't worry. And we're going to go over to this door, and by going over to this door, that's the door we normally come through. From the elevator, it will activate that nav point, and you could commence pulling this thing out and shoving it back in, which somehow saves the entire galaxy. So I skipped ahead again, and we are at the beginning of the level once again, and this is the 3rd and final portal we have to go through from the beginning of the level, and we are arriving at the Dyson Sphere. Or no, it's not a Dyson Sphere, it's a Cryptum. I'm mixing up my Halo terminology, even though Dyson Sphere was a thing before Halo. But you know what I'm talking about. there is a jackal with a carbine and then 4 grunts on the ground. You want to kind of keep your distance. They have needles, so if you take a handful of needles, you could super combine and explode, so that's no good. Grab a plasma pistol, and we're going to run to the right. If you know the speedrunning route, you could go to the left. That is the faster way, but it is a par score guide, so I figure I'll just go to the right and get some kills. I picked up a plasma pistol, as you saw, and I'm going to noob combo this elite. There's normally an elite up here, so I'm just going to take him out. Take out that jackal, and there are 2 more Covenant elites in this area. There's a bunch more Covenant. There's a handful of grunts and jackals as well, so we're just going to take them out from up here. We're fairly safe up here, except for that fuel rod elite who just shot at me, but thankfully he missed. So, like I said, there is 2 elites left. There are 2 elites left. There's one with a carbine and one with a fuel rod gun, so you want to make sure you know where those guys are at all times, especially the fuel rod guy. But like I mentioned, if you have plenty of points at this point, you could always go to the left side, which is the side where the Forerunners, the Prometheans, are actually winning. And that's the easier side to just run straight through. But since it's a par score guide, I figure I'll just get some more points while we're at it, right at the end. So we got one more big group of enemies we're going to deal with. There's a bunch of Forerunner light rifle ammo right there in that crate I just ran up to. And we're going to open these doors. They open by default automatically whenever you walk up to them, and we're going to stay back. If you move up, the Phantom will come in, but we don't want that to happen because then we'll have to fight all of these Covenant with no Forerunners to distract them. So we're going to hang back here and just take out these elites. They tend to like go up against that doorway like that elite was, and now this elite is taking his spot, and he's like, oh, this door looks great. I love this doorway. This is a great hiding spot. I'm getting shot in the back, but you know, this is a great spot. There, oh, got shot in the head now. Worth it. So again, don't move up because that will get the Covenant Phantom to come in and destroy all of the remaining Prometheans, and that is what is distracting all these Covenant from shooting at us. So take out all the Covenant first and then move up. Again, there's more ammo in this crate here, so jump up on that. And we're over here. You want to stay to the left of this door like I'm doing because there is a knight that is wielding a binary rifle, so you do not want to present yourself to him because he will kill you in one shot, which is not fun. So we're going to run over here, and at this point, you can see we moved up, and the Phantom comes in like I mentioned, and now that all the Covenant are dead, we don't have to deal with the Covenant, and all of the remaining Prometheans are going to be blasted away by that Phantom. And then the Phantom just leaves, which is great. And, oh, I lied. There's one Covenant left, but it's just a grunt. No big deal there. So we're done with this section. There are additional enemies up top here, but we're just going to run past those guys. I did grab another plasma pistol along the way, because Famine is on, so I hit the wrong button there. Did not want to deploy that auto sentry, but whatever. So we're going to run up here. You could fight these guys with your noob combo if you would like. You'll get more points. But if you want to skip them, just do this. Just jump up on the railing here and jump up over here. You got to crouch jump for that. And then we got to run to the back here. And I noob comboed that guy, but that's unnecessary. The old noob and stick rather than the noob and headshot. And just run to the back here, and you activate the didact, and you've messed up, kid. You don't want to let him out. But I skipped the cutscene and everything, and I sped this part up because it's just driving away, so there's not really much to say here. Some tips are things like do not splatter the grunts. I know it's tempting, but it actually increases your chances of flipping, and that's no good. I end up like flipping like 3 times or something in this. I usually don't do it that much. But you can see I'm not taking my own advice here. I'm just splattering people, and I'm flipping. Another byproduct of trying to splatter the grunts is if you miss, you may just end up running into a wall. So don't do that. That's no good. Remember, time is a factor. So if you're borderline going to make the par score, you don't want to waste any time because that could be the difference. So anyway, not much else to say. Obviously, it's a little easier if you've done this before and you kind of memorize the route and everything and what's going to happen when the floor is going to fall out from under you. But anyway, I invite you to click like and subscribe. I have a ton of achievements up for the Master Chief Collection, and I'll be covering all of them eventually. I have up most of them at this point, including Lazo and all the speedrun achievements, and all the collectibles, so things like skulls, terminals, anything you could ever want. And I'll be covering all of the older Halo titles as well, and of course all future titles, so everything that you need for Halo 5, Halo Wars 2, and on. So that is it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Click like and subscribe, leave a comment, follow me on Twitter at HaloCompletion, and on Twitch at Silver Scorpion 4. That is Silver Scorpion and the number 4, and I'll see you later for more Halo achievements.